Namaste, Star Family. Welcome to your March 2026 prediction. Pick a card. We're going to first shuffle the cards here, pick some piles, associate some zodiac placement as well, and then you'll be able to pick which one attracts you most for your messages for this upcoming month. So pile number one, we have Spider Woman with co-creation. Wow, powerful energy here. Pile number two, we have Sophia with divine wisdom. Another wow. And pile number three, we have Maya with the illusion. Very, very interesting piles. With everything that is going on astrologically, I can sense how it is all tied together. So let's see those zodiac placements, shall we? So for Spider Woman, we will have Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, and Taurus. For pile number two, well, let me open my bag up. And we have, there we go, up. We have Leo, pile number two, Virgo, Scorpio, and Libra. And pile number three, up. We have Pisces, we have Sagittarius, we have Aquarius, and we have Gemini. All right, my dear ones, I will see you there for your message. Well, before your messages, my dear ones, let's create the piles for the oracle cards for each one, because that's going to be just easier to do it before in matters of space. So pile 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. So 2 cards here, 2 and 2. All right. Then with this deck, I can sense this one for pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Wonderful. Up. And whoop. Okay. All right. Let's try not to show anything. So this one up. 1 card. Pretty powerful. And that's what, okay, this one has an extra. All right. And this is a tarot deck, and we'll keep it for each pile to start with a fresh deck. Now I will see you there for your messages. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your messages for March 2026. If you're here, you may have chosen according to a zodiac placement. We have here Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, and Taurus. And the beautiful card that we have is the Spider Woman with co-creation. Now, I'm not surprised here with this energy because of Aries. We have currently Neptune and Saturn in those first degrees of the wheel, the zodiac wheel. And it is all about free will. And this is all about co-creation. So for you, my dear pile number 1, there's some strong influence of those 2 planets. And also the power that you have to weave a reality that aligns with your soul. And when it aligns with your soul, it aligns with your heart, and it aligns with the earth. So let's look at your cards. I don't know why I did not move those out of our way. Let's do that now. Sorry, pile number 1. I got carried away. I love, those messages from spirit. So let's look at your cards. You have, let's do this in the order we pulled them. You first have experience. Nice. This is good because we want to create and co-create with the universe from a place of experience, from a place of wisdom. Then we have solstice. Interesting energy. This energy of a mirror. Of light and dark. And then we have Archangel Jeremiel, signs, symbols, and synchronicities. Nice. With 1111. And the Champion, achievement, but also downfall. Okay. Let's pull your tarot cards so we can see what messages are meant to reach you for this whole beautiful month ahead. We do have a lunar eclipse on the portal of March 3rd. Oops. Let's see up. Okay. I feel like you have more, so let's do that. You have the Page of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and we'll see how those three cards fit. I feel like they're maybe ahead of the time here with something that we might wonder once we reflect on what the cards are trying to express here for your month ahead. First, my dear pile number one, what I see very strongly for you in March 2026 is that the universe is strongly behind you. There's this hand that is offered to you as if, you know, the wisdom of the universe is allowing you to create anew. And you will notice often confirmations through symbols and signs and synchronicities. And I would say in particular for you, mark your calendar, mark your journal, that in March 2026, the number in particular, 1111, is a confirmation of whatever it is that you are setting in motion for creation. This is a really good time for you to go after your desires. There's a sense of achievement. Now, it could be with the Page of Swords, something that you just started to think of. And that doesn't mean that you have all the pieces of your desire together or the plan of action, but know that the universe is helping you bring this about. Now, with the solstice energy, the next solstice will be in June 21st of 2026. What I find interesting, it is in Cancer season. Currently, we still have Jupiter in retrograde in Cancer, which is all about a karmic contract to end whatever has been stifling your self-expression. So I do feel that there is here this shift of moving away from hibernation to illumination to more movement with this energy that awaits you. And because it is in 3 months of time, I feel that whatever you're deciding to plant as a new desire, a new goal, or that next level of something that you already created that you want to expand is going to give you results more in the next 3 months. That's where things are going to shift. Interesting. The Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter in the tarot. So another confirmation of how you see here with the Queen of Wands, there's here an alignment even within the cards that synchronize how whatever you decide to put into motion of creation with the universe has a potential to come from being planted to finally germinate. And this is something that I feel with the Queen of Wands is going to be an idea that is very attractive. I don't know why I heard in the echo of my mind, to the public. So maybe because the Queen of Wands is very charismatic, has a very expanded social life and a vibrant life. And I feel like there might be different aspects of your life that are affected by this creation that you are wanting to put into motion, in particular in the month of March 2026. Now, it seems that the path forward for this, it's weird because I'm hearing the proper seeding of this intention, whatever that is through, really, I don't know where this is coming from, but I do feel certain rituals around it. And because of this energy of the solstice, but also how it is a play between the sun and the moon, the cosmic energies of the light, I would say because of the lunar eclipse that does create an effect of the light suddenly disappearing and coming back, okay? That you would benefit from planting the seed of intention, or having a certain ceremony, or having a certain, I would say even like if it is a retreat into nature, connecting through nature, connecting through an environment that is powerful to you. If you live by the ocean, go to the ocean. If you don't, go by a lake, but especially a body of water, and maybe just kind of offer this intention and this vibration. And I don't know why I'm going to say this to you, but I would say like start meditating, start visualizing, start feeling the manifestation of your desire. And then after spending a little bit of time with this energy and feeling the positive effect that it will have in your life, that you can foresee could benefit not just yourself but others, because it seems that others are involved here, I would say then touch the water or offer something to the water, a shell, put it back into the water. Why I'm saying this, because one of the practices that I love, which is chanting mantra, and certain mantras, in particular the one that is Om Mani Padme Hum, is said that certain people that would rehearse this mantra over 108 times a day would start to harness such a vibration, an aura, that when they would step into bodies of water, the blessing of the energy that they carry themselves would start to spread to the waters and reach so many others. And this is the type of desire and creation that I feel for you. And if some of you, if it is something as selfless as peace on earth, or wanting to manifest greater healing for solutions to harmonize our planet, things of that sort, this is a great ritual that will bless you 10 times fold. I just feel it. I wanted to share it with you. Again, sometimes I don't know where those channelings are taking me, but it is definitely something that I feel here with the Nine of Wands, that you have at heart, wanting the desire to support others that are more in need than yourself, okay? So maybe this idea that you have, it is a humanitarian idea, but it doesn't have to be, but it could be just putting some of your personal gifts and strength to service that can help others heal, okay? The Nine of Wands in relationship to astrology is connected to the Chiron wound, the Chiron wounded healer. So it is an archetype of becoming your own guru, becoming your own medicine through the path that you have walked yourself. So some of you, maybe there's certain things that you've learned about healing, whether it is your health, whatever it is, just life in general, or recovering from addiction, or recovering from certain injuries, whatever it is. There is something that is meant to be shifted into an offer to something greater. You seem to be a pile that is very involved with humanity. And I'll tell you why, because the number 49 here in the wheel of the zodiac corresponds to some degrees that are teachings about altruism. So I see it, and it's almost like there's not a lot of numbers here, but it feels like everything is just guiding you towards making certain steps in March 2026 that are very selfless, that are very much connected to Gaia and to Mother Earth. I'm going to tell you, pile number 1, if that's your pile, leave me a spider web, whatever you want. And if you want or 1111, I know this is your pile. Now, I don't really have a question. Just want to see what that is. We have the Tower. The Three of Swords. And the Judgment. Okay. What I find interesting here, especially following a little bit of our story, maybe for some of you it is to give you a little bit more insights about your own personal soul's medicine. Some of you, it might be around certain somatic techniques. And what I mean by this is Mars, the Tower. And that connects to our actions. And actions are driven by emotions, because emotions is energy in motion. I know a lot of people connect more the emotions to the moon. This is more emotions that are subconscious. This is hidden. Here it's not hidden. This is you acting. Okay. So I feel as some of you, it could be in the department of certain somatic practices, certain things that you have discovered about the body, the nervous system, that can be useful. With the Three of Swords, it could be something that is related to relationships. This is about usually being brokenhearted. This is about betrayal. So some of you, it might be also recognizing certain patterns in relationships, empowering someone so they're stepping out of codependency. And some of you, it might be also with this particular Judgment card, which is the Pluto card. This is about transformation and how you can follow your own path, how you can follow your own music. So I feel that some of you, like those 3 cards, were really about some of the topics that were meaningful as far as the intention that could be seeded, or some of the ideas that you could have. Because with the Champion card, you see there's still achievement, but there's also downfall. It feels like you have maybe experienced a certain contrast and how to step out of this dark phase, dark night of the soul tunnel, and stepping into the light with the solstice energy. And there's specific things that you've done for yourself. And maybe some of you, it's like you've healed your body, your nervous system, you've healed your heart, and you've let yourself follow what felt in alignment. And this is something that if you're still in the process of doing, please know that this is already a vibrational offering that you are gifting to others on this planet, because you have incarnated to experience certain things, but you were never meant to do this alone. You were meant to be connected to spirit, be guided by spirit, guided by synchronicities, and through those synchronicities, knowing how to navigate the way and the path forward. Okay, so that looks really satisfying as far as a month, my dear one, where what you're planting, especially on that 3/3 portal and lunar eclipse, maybe some of you, there is something that you're wanting to eclipse, a subconscious pattern, whether it's something related to a certain wound, a certain thing connected to your physical body, or to your emotional heart, or also just your path and moving towards what lifts you up. You know, if you have any fear and you want to remove this, you have certain blocks that you know about yourself and you want to plant this intention, a body of water. And if you don't have a body of water, I would say you can just put some water in a vase or some receptacle. I don't know why, but I saw some of you putting a flower, floating candles or something, just making something like an offering based off water, and just meditating with this energy, because overall you are mostly water. You're made of water. The physical human body is over 80% water. So there's like the way you can create a beautiful offering of water and decorate it, can be a way for you to connect to also the water within. Again, that's just suggestions. Some of you like to work with this type of magic and type of craft. That's what I have for you, my dear pile number one, a month where what you're planting is manifesting, especially in around the solstice energy of June 21st, 3 months from now, something that you might not realize that may look small, that may look maybe also like a new page, something you have not tried before, and that is very attractive, very seductive to others, because it's something that is very much needed at this time. I trust this is supporting you. For the ones that want to stay for the meditation blueprint, you please can stay here. Otherwise, I'm sending you all my blessings, all my love, dear pile number one, and I'll see you in the next video. But for the ones that want to attune to this energy, I already know, my dear ones, that I want to help you with the attunement to this frequency with the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, because we mentioned it and it's such a beautiful, beautiful activation. Now, in terms of frequency in the background, I'm going to give you one frequency that is part of my quantum fascia healing playlist, and it is about removing any heart blocks or numbness, so to connect more to your heart. And it's interesting because you see here the card of synchronicity is putting an accent on the heart chakra, but also when I told you about your creation with source and how it resonates with your heart and how it resonates with the earth, this is something that is wired within the chakras and the outside of body chakras. So I really feel that I want to give you my frequency that has in the background a Japanese mantra that is a water prayer. Okay, so that's going to be beautiful. If some of you don't want to chant, you can just listen to the frequency and just let this allow you to connect to the waters. That could be your way of connecting to the waters. And if some of you want to chant or you don't want the frequency, you can just chant Om Mani Padme Hum. In terms of mudra, which is sign language, I really want to enhance more of, we can see how the hands are so important. I want you to work with the heart chakra mudra, which is your right thumb and index together. And you're going to take this little part here into your heart center. You're going to bring into your heart. The left hand and the palm is up towards the heavens. And that's what I personally would do. This is part of my personal craft and way to work with energy. I would be in this position with the heart mudra, chant Om Mani Padme Hum while listening to the activation of the heart to remove any blocks, to remove any numbness. So whatever stream of information that is meant for you and all that beautiful selflessness energy, service to others, altruism frequency through the path that you've walked is able to reach so many others. That's what I have for you, my dear pile number one. Thank you so much for your presence. Know that if you need personal guidance, I offer both astrology and tarot readings. You can look down below for all those details. Bye. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your March 2026 predictions. You chose the beautiful Sophia Divine Wisdom card. And if you chose according to zodiac placement, you might be here because you have placement in Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, or Libra. All right, let's look at your oracle cards. First, let's look at in the order. Okay, so we first have witch braid. Something about weaving, which is interesting if you felt called to pile number one because of the weaving, and the first pile was about co-creation, spider woman. There might be a message there as well. And then we have amulet. Okay. You know, amulets are part of protection. The hair is a symbol of intuition and power. Okay, so there's something here very strong. If you chose this pile just because of the goddess Sophia here, I would say that could be a message in your sun placement if you want. Okay, I don't know why it keeps on like shining super bright. Now I'm seeing the moon. Maybe it's the moon, but I really feel the sun in particular. Then we have Archaea Charity, bring in love. Ooh, love it. And then we have the Diviner, divine timing and evaluation. Look at this seed. Wow. Again, we talked about this planting seeds for pile number one. Again, if that was an hesitation and you felt like you're not sure, I'm not going to insist. You'll know. You'll know. All right, let's look at your tarot cards so we can see further what this month brings ahead. Right now, I do feel that between the wisdom, the love, and all these amulets and the witch braid, it feels like very protected time for you to maybe see something that you planted in the past germinate. Okay. So if you're here and you have certain things that you've been wanting to manifest, and it's something that you've already put energy and effort and focus and affirmations into, this is definitely the right pile for you, because it seems that this seed is starting to show signs of results. It's the beginning, but it is still starting to show those beautiful blessed signs. All right, so let's look at the cards. We have Two of Cups. Wow. Next to the Love. So some of you, if that doesn't resonate, it's not for everyone, but if you're looking into being in a relationship, there might be a certain person that comes to you. It might be also a time where you're starting to go out more, maybe start dating again. Okay, then we have the Knight of Cups. Wow, so much love. the Eight of Wands, the Page of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Star, and we're gonna pull one more, and the Devil card. Okay. All right. Pile number 2. What I see here is that if some of you, and that's gonna not resonate for everyone, but I'd still want to mention it, because if some of you are looking for a special relationship and you've done some self-discovery, self-healing work around love, feeling more empowered or feeling more safe or more wise and discerning in relationships, then in March, there's definitely some offer from a person in particular. If some of you, you're more in a situation where it's complicated, whatever miscommunication that may happen from the past, that person may come back and want to clarify a certain miscommunication, put some distance between the past conflicts and start anew. Okay, so here, if that's your case, there's going to be a choice. You really are the one that have the cards in your hands, because you have spent some time with yourself and maybe experience even a glow up. Now, with the Devil card, know that whatever's presented to you in March doesn't mean that you have to accept. Be discerning, especially if it's an ex. Usually what we attract from a certain vibration, it's for a certain reason. But when we do some healing work and energy, it could be that there is a shift in the relationship. Again, be discerning. Use what you've used, or what you've learned from the past, and bring it into the present. Okay, I wanted to mention this because if that's something that is dear to your heart, in March there is a blooming. You can see even this Archaea that carries this beautiful heart necklace that is nesting in her heart, okay, as well. And this is all about maybe bringing compassion to yourself and seeing the results of what you've poured into your own cup emanate and, you know, illuminate now in your outer world, in your outer reality. Now, for the ones that are maybe not interested in relationships, there is something more about what you've planted that is so dear to your heart. Okay, some project, some desire, maybe, you know, with the weaving, maybe creating a certain reality where you feel protected, you feel safe, you feel stable, but also you can be, I don't know why I'm going to say this, but I can sense you can be yourself. You can be your authentic self. You can feel that life is open for you. And so if that's something that you've planted, then it's definitely your pile. If that's not, then again, maybe there was another pile with other messages. You have a certain magnetism in March 2026 that emanates from this glow up, from what you've done in the past. Remember, you're starting to see results. And as a result, if not a relationship one-on-one, there's definitely some type of offers. So it could be that you're being offered a new contract. Maybe if you are a writer and you were looking for someone to publish your book, you're going to find a publisher, a company. If you're an actress, actor, maybe you were looking for an agent. You know, whatever was in the past that maybe was off alignment with your communication, knowing that in March, we do have Mercury that is retrograde as shifting direct, okay? So I feel that some of you, maybe there is some greater clarity about how to communicate who you are, not so much more with words, but more through your vibration, because you've spent some times getting to know yourself, getting to love yourself. And as a result, whatever was in dissonance, discordance in your life is finally dissipating. You know, it's like you're starting anew. And we can see it here with Page of Wands, which is an invitation, especially in this card, of some path that was maybe not planned, you know, following a road that you might have not realized. And that's probably coming up from whatever opportunities that are offered to you. We do have Libra here. So obviously, and here I told you about a little of a glow up. We have Virgo, we have Leo, and we did talk about relationships here with Scorpio and how you don't have to accept what is being offered. And that's the same, my dear one, my dear pile number 2, and dear one, that even in business, you're in collaboration because you're so much more attractive because of all the things you've done for yourself, whether it's furthering your education, whether it's, again, self improvement work, it is showing. And as a result, you'll have to be discerning, you'll have to have the wisdom, because many choices are going to be offered in March to you. You have that energy that almost everyone wants to come near. You have a Leo effect, you know, you just have that it factor. And I would say here, watch not being tempted to go with the highest bidder, but more with the people, relationships that feel more in alignment with your heart, because now you have the wisdom. Your glow up comes from heart healing. It comes from the compassion you've put and poured into yourself to create a space of safety. So watch that you're not, once you're in that phase, not allowing the old mismatch vibration to come back and say yes to, because it might look tempting on the outside, but overall it might just drain you more. Okay? Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. What else wants to come forward? In March, I don't know why all of a sudden I'm seeing this ear. Pay attention to what is being said. I don't know if there's, again, I don't know where this is coming. Maybe you have a certain podcast, a certain channel, a certain, place where you get information that might have something meaningful for you. Or maybe, I don't know, again, where is this coming from? Some of you, maybe if you're in particular an artist, maybe you hear about a certain contest, a certain giveaway, a certain something, that is announced publicly, and that could be a great opportunity. Now, for some of you, if you are into investments, that might be the Scorpio side here. Any type of crypto investment or whatever, keep your ears out. Okay, maybe some of you, you're going to hear some type of tip, some type of good investment. Please make sure you're discerning. I'm not a professional, but here it seems that you might hear something good and something that you can take decisions on that could benefit you. Now, make sure that with this card, maybe don't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? Make your researches, but it seems that there's potential for, you see how she's opened up her heart, more love. Now, love is energy, and energy can be also money. Energy is also, it can be anything. So you have an expansion in March, my dear pile number 2. And whatever aspect of life, this is more where you tune in, definitely just expands more. With the shoe horse here, it really feels like there's some type of luck that can hit you that's unexpected. I don't know why for the flowers, I really feel like there's something that can be blooming. Oh, yeah. Well, again, with how seeds evolve, I would say, just like pile number one, whatever you're seeing here and whatever, maybe if it is an investment, maybe it's a contract, relationships, you'll have even more clarity in 3, 6, 9 months, okay? But it's like you're probably here at the 3 months mark, I would say. It doesn't have to be, but it's the beginning. I would say give it again another 3 months and things are meant to expand radically. Yes. All right. Yeah, I feel like this is your main message for you, my dear pile number 2. Thank you so much for your love, for your presence. If you want to stick around for the meditation blueprint, this is something that I share. If you resonate with this message, but you still feel like there might be certain blockages, in particular with feeling aligned with your intuition, your heart, or feeling safe, that's something that can help you, support you. So stick around if that's the case. Otherwise, I will see you in the next reading. All right, my dear ones that are staying for the meditation blueprint. What do we want for you? You know, with all this energy of love and wisdom, I do have this frequency that's called spiritual love and wisdom. So we have love and wisdom that's very present. So here we go. We're going to work with this frequency that helps you see and tap into this greater energy of opportunities. Now, we do see that we want to stay discerning. And discernment, it's through your inner sight, not so much with your physical eyes, but more through your inner sight. And that's your third eye. And that's why I'm going to give you the third eye mudra, which is, and it's very interesting because it looks like a heart. Look at this. So you're just putting your middle finger extended here and touching, and all the other ones are bending. Then you put your thumbs together. You don't have to put it all the way down like this, but very interestingly, you can see how it creates a heart, and almost like this, how the heart just prevails overall. But this is connected to the third eye. Okay, so we're going to work with this and the spiritual wisdom and love and wisdom frequency. If you want to chant a mantra, I do feel for you, because there's so much about love, that I want to give you the mantra, I am divine love. AHEM PREMAH. This is one that comes a lot in my readings, but from my personal experience, if you've never tried chanting this mantra, oh boy, you're missing out. I was in love with my life and my reality the more I would chant this, and I was coming from, you know, a lot of contrast around love, a lot of betrayals, a lot of broken heart situations and confusion and discord, and this really helped me in healing my heart. So I'm going to give you this spiritual love and wisdom with the third eye and AHEM PREMAH, so you'll be able to always choose what is most aligned with the love that you are. That's for you, my dear pile number 2. Thank you so much for your presence. If that was your pile, drop me a heart and drop me a gem. You know, I know they don't have a gem here, but I feel like remembering that your heart is a gem. It's like the jewel that allows you to know truth and navigate your life with so much greater ease. Thank you so much. Once again, if some of you want personal guidance, you can look down below. I do offer both astrology and tarot guidance, and I would love to connect if that's something you feel is aligned. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your messages and predictions for March 2026. You chose the beautiful card of Maya with illusion, which we know at this time a lot of truths are being revealed collectively. The veil of illusion is being pierced. So maybe there's a certain connection with those type of realization that is meaningful for you, my dear pile number 3. If you're here, you might have chosen according to zodiac placement, and we have Pisces, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Gemini. Now, let's look at your oracle cards. You had like an extra card versus the others. And let's look. New moon. Beautiful. Oh, it's like all cards, like we had like this energy of a seed for all the piles, which is very interesting. Now, I know there is a Pisces new moon that is coming up on March 18th. So that might be meaningful to you. Yeah. And the eye. Wow. Look. Wow. About what? Okay. Yeah, this is something about realization. Now with the eye, this is the evil eye. This is protection from evil, from darkness, from harm. Yeah, there's something here around this energy for you, my dear pile number 3. Then we have Archangel Cassiel with Face, Fear, and Rise. Beautiful. The Scholar, Investigation and Research. Wow, if that's not highly political. And with another eye here. Wow, you are definitely being in March 2026, my dear pile number 3, being initiated into looking into certain truths that are, rising to the surface for us collectively. And with this rise of certain, facts and revealed truths, I would say that there's a certain intention that's going to emerge from you, okay? Then we have the Pilgrim, opportunities and growth. Okay, so this feels that you are, maybe some of you here, if you're new to this channel and you've never worked with me or listened to any of my readings, it might just be the sign of your personal awakening. You are just awakening to certain truths that were hidden, that show how this reality we're living in is highly dualistic, and how overall you're still someone that is protected through this whole process of realization. It is meant to put you on this path of diving deeper into knowing yourself. That might be an intention that you have for yourself, is that, wow, I'm like seeing all that is happening outside of me. What does it mean to me in terms of what am I supposed to do with this information? What is my part to play among the collective? And that's a beautiful, point to start with, I personally did not, the more I study my chart and the more, like this morning, I was studying it more under the eye of Vedic astrology. And I was laughing because it was literally showing me through the houses and the Lord how much I was just meant to be this very mystic person. And I was like, oh my God, yeah. It revert back to when I was younger and how I was perceiving things. But then we all try to fit that mold, that society mold that we're given, that we're, some of us, it's something that we were taught in school to obey, to not ask questions, and then we go through our own personal path, and at some point we awaken, and there's certain things that we realize, you know, that are opening us up to our greater role and purpose on earth. And I feel like this is very strong for you, my dear pile number 3 here. You know, awakening to your true purpose when around you there's so many shifts and so much chaos. Collectively, we do have in March, throughout all March, and for a little bit, I think the nodes are going to change, but right now the collective North Node, which is the collective direction, which is strong in your oracle cards as far as the collective awakening and realization, is still in Pisces. You know, Pisces, with that duality, which you see also with Gemini and its presence, and here Aquarius, that gives us this connection to the collective, the community, and what we can do as a group, as a soul group. We also have Sagittarius, that is all about exploration and a spiritual knowledge. So all those signs, you know, even if you didn't choose this pile according to zodiac placement, they also give us certain imprints. That's why they're together. And Pisces in the zodiac wheel as a zodiac archetype is the last sign, and it has a specific light work. It is meant to unify, because through the realization of so much duality and contrast, you're supposed to find the middle ground that unifies it all. So it is a unifier. It is a sign that unifies wisdom, and through this unity you can create anew and start again the zodiac wheel with greater knowledge, greater outcome. Yeah, it is also connected to Neptune in terms of planets, and Jupiter, we can see it here, so double here, and that means that it is connecting even more so with the collective subconscious mind. So whatever was subconscious for you, a lot of things that were subconscious or unknown to you, my dear pile number 3, are coming to the surface. And you have certain guidance to make sure you don't let yourself be imprinted with fear, but continue finding empowerment more from knowing what exists out there, and finding through the deep diving inside of yourself what is your part to play. And I'll be honest, just deep diving in you is part of you activating the collective. Because if we were all to look inside of ourselves and face our own shadows and face our own actions and take responsibility, which is a teaching of Sagittarius, taking responsibility and some of the laws of action, reaction, karma, it's some teachings here, we would all, you know, probably want to create a reality that is more aligned with love, respect, unity, and that did not, you know, show certain of those contrasted realities and dark aspects of the current human experience. And probably, you know, it's been going on for millennia, but this is Earth School, my dear one. All right, let's see what your tarot cards wants to share with you. Okay, wow, all right, all there. Maybe this one too. Okay, so let's, you know what, let's just pull them one at a time here. You have the 9 of Wands. You can see here, this is the archetype of the wounded healer. Just near to Archangel Cassiel, that is showing the duality. With this little kitty cat here also that feels, you know, dual with the coloring. Then we have the Ace of Cups, the 3 of Wands, the 4 of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Fool, the Hierophant, the Knight of Cups, the Three of Swords. See it, you can see it? Yeah, perfect. And the Ace of Swords, the truth to end everything. I love it. Beautiful. The Sword of Truth. So, let's look at this whole journey you're on here, my dear pile number 3. I really feel that March is a great time for your awakening. Now, with all this energy, some of you may go through what is called a dark night of the soul. If you have never heard this term, please look it up. Now we're in the age of Aquarius. We have so many ways to get informed. So look that up if that's something you are not aware of. This is one major step into the activation of you seeing not with just your physical eyes, but through your inner sight. And this makes you face a certain aspect, even in yourself. And when you do, okay, in March, this whole maybe shake up that you're going through learning certain things and wondering like, what is my part in it? And how can I turn such, drastic realizations into something that grows and makes me grow and gives me opportunity? Because what it offers is a renewal of love. With the Ace of Cups, and especially this particular Ace of Cups, how we can renew love and expand love and maybe put to rest certain aspects of the past, maybe certain drama, maybe how I can only think about how sometimes in the news we portray just very two aspects of reality that are opposing. It is something that is known in the art of war, which is divide and conquer. This is something very known, but well known, that if you want to win over a certain group, over a certain situation, you first have to divide the group so you can have greater impact on the group. And that's something that we've seen, especially in terms of the politics and other, I would say mainstream topics or things that are dear to our human heart, and how it is easy to focus on just different two truths, right and wrong, and ultimately realizing that this chaos, okay, is an opportunity to create anew with the Fool. This is if you play board game and you move your little your little chess, or your little, comment on dit pion? Chess game? I don't know. Like that little a pun, okay? You just go back to the beginning. But going back to the beginning is not something ultimately necessarily negative. It's like we can create anew. And we can decide that whatever was and how things were done can be recreated anew. So here, in terms of your personal life, okay, was even though you have a strong imprint with the collective energy, there's definitely certain changes that you're going to be making in the month of March. There's maybe certain past conflicts that you're resolving, certain things that you don't want to fight for, or, let it affect you. And you're going to choose more wisely, especially with the Hierophant and the Knight of Cups here. You're going to be choosing more wisely where you put your energy. Your energy is also your focus. So even maybe it's great to stay informed, but maybe instead of getting informed by the mainstream media, finding different sources, more individual, that don't have any gain in a certain narrative, so you can form your own personal narrative, truth, and discuss with people instead of being told what to believe. Remember I said about the formatting of education. So there is here for you personally this desire maybe to retreat from some of this chaos of the cosmic collective reorganization, because maybe it does, lower your heart field when you start listening to certain news, certain factors and realities that come to the surface, and you have come to learn, or you're coming into learning, that you can recognize truth through your heart. You're not meant to be told this is right and this is wrong, okay? Because especially when there's like human cases where we're trying to put different groups against each other, they're all human, they all have families, they're all standing for for having a better life, a better experience on earth. So we have to have compassion and maybe see behind the veil what is really at play, or is it just a theatrical or a distraction? So you have a lot here in March 2026 here, my dear pile number 3, that you're seeing with a good balance between the collective outside world and your own inner world, and seeing how it is important for you to find safety and refuge in your own private space, maybe personal life, and see what you can do to improve your personal life, your personal relationships, your involvement with the community you're living in. And that will give you more power to see what you can do at a smaller level for your personal life and the ones that you love, and in the city that you live, or the county that you live, or whatever. It's almost like start with yourself, then start with your family, and start then slowly to expand this, because this is almost like how it works with your aura. You see here? With your aura, you start expanding slowly, and that's something that you can do when you pour more love into yourself. You first have to nest that energy that surrounds you, your physical body, which is your aura, and then you can allow it to shine more and grow more, and then it starts to encompass more people. It starts to nurture and bless more people, but it doesn't come from a place just of overextending. It's something that comes naturally because you're knowing and learning how to just pour energy into yourself that circulates and that automatically just creates more. Okay, it's just almost like energy, and how we're supposed to have free energy, and how we're able to tap into certain knowledge that allows us to just build on what we already have as resources. And even though we might not know mentally or have access to this information, our hearts and our higher minds know that this is possible, and this is something that is available to us as humans. Okay. Wow, pile number 3, you are quite unique. If that's you, my dear one, drop me a evil eye and a yin yang symbol. I can tell you that all the things that you're going through, maybe at the beginning until that new moon on the 18th of March, you might still go through a lot of restructuring yourself, and might feel like you want to isolate with the pilgrimage. The pilgrim here, you might want to isolate, but it is only for you to find more momentum into how your personal energy vibe is meant to nurture others, but from a place of nurturing yourself first. Okay, so that's the message that I have to convey for you for March 2026. If you're interested in a meditation a template that can help you harness some of that energy, maybe also calm some of those waves and some of this chaos. Please stick around. We're going to move with this energy. Otherwise, if that doesn't resonate with you, that's what I have. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next reading. For my dear ones that are interested in sticking around, know that until March 17th, I marked it on my calendar for the solar eclipse, I have made available this frequency called the void for everyone. This is an exclusive, but I can tell you I have some people that have tried it for the first time, and how they told me, oh my God, it made me feel so fresh and renewed like a child. Because of all the things that we mentioned as far as the collective. And I could sense it, you know, just through their words, how powerful it was for them to experience it. So I'm going to suggest the void. But if you're watching this later in time and that's not accessible any longer, first know that if you're joining me on Patreon, I do have a 7 days free trial, so you can have access to all my music frequency exclusive, all my oracle transmission and guidance for the feminine archetypes, the muses and the goddesses, and all my guided meditations around your personal chart. Okay, so this is something you can try, and you'll have access to the frequency of the void. But if it's beyond that time, I'm going to give you instead, so I'll put both links for you down below. I'm going to give you the Aura Cleanser and Strengthener because we talked about this so much, okay? Now, in terms of mudra, I gave this to pile number 2, and I feel it very much aligned because of the evil eye. I'm going to give you the third eye mudra, okay? So this is your extended middle finger that touches, and then all of these bent, and then your thumb here. And you can see how it creates a heart. I really, really love this mudra. I find it so powerful. So that's activating your third eye. Now, in terms of mantra, with the Chiron Wounded Healer, I do have a playlist for the Chiron Wounded Healer. Each frequency, they work in opposition, okay? Just like this, in opposition. So that means one frequency works with Aries and Libra. One works with Taurus and Scorpio. You're going to check where your personal Chiron is in your chart. And then you're going to look up what is the mantra for your Chiron placement. So that's the mantra you'll use. Your personal Chiron mantra with the third eye while listening to the void or the aura strengthener and cleanser. Okay, that's what I have for you, my dear pile number 3. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer, especially this is something that is very dear to me. When I figured out the power of putting those 3 elements, mudra, mantra, and frequency healing in my ears, especially when I have binaural beats and rife frequencies, and how it is so powerful to shift your inner energy and as a result your outer energy. This is something that is very dear to me. So if you have any questions, I'm always happy to answer them. So I'm sending you so much love, so much light. And if you need personal guidance, please look down below. You'll have all the details for my either astrology or tarot readings offerings. Bye.